I taped my fucking glasses
Chilling.
to be here.
Can you move my screen so we can see Donnie? Oh, there
What's
you
good in
go.
the hood,
Oh,
people?
that's Chris Chronic. Damn.
Yeah, see, look.
Oh, shit.
Well, who's that down there? Is that Don Cron? We got to do with Don Cron so you can go Betty by.
Yeah. Oh, for Schnizzle, what's good, peoples? Oh, I see you back there, eh?
Hey.
What's good, girl?
How are you?
I'm doing good. It's going to be real picturesque for me because me and Lindsay about to go on a nice walk.
Nice.
Nice walk.
That woman don't let you out of her grass for 5 minutes, do she? She keep it. Look at her giggling. Don't say nothing. Just wink. Don't say nothing. Just blink if you alright. Just blink if you alright, Chris. Don't say nothing. Just
I'm going to close both eyes.
I think I took too much.
What'd you take too much of?
Say 500 milligrams.
Yeah, that's a lot. I'll just play the intro while we talking. What you on 500 milligrams of?
Don't put that part on there.
What part? The intro?
What I just
Ain't nobody listening to you. What's up with Pomac? You gonna hit Pomac in?
I'll hit him up on
Yeah, what about Rodney and Freddie? And Brandon?
Oh, yeah, I ain't supposed to burn them, man.
Wake up, boys, there's a light at the window.
Oh, yeah.
I can hear someone knocking on the door.
got it all edited and all that shit.
There are voices in the streets.
Yeah, it's edited. Hey,
Dope.
can people tap in with you, or do you have to tap them in?
All they gotta do is answer. I already called everybody.
Okay. All I gotta do is answer. He already called everybody.
And the sound of running feet. And they whisper the word evolution.
Hey, shout out to Rand. This was his idea. I was too stupid to remember that it was 420. So we dropping 420 and 420 because Rand reminded me.
Rain is gone.
Can y'all hear that?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
In the end, pretend friend pose like your men in the end. This ain't pray to the reverend in the end. President glamorize sin in the end.
Hey, Chris, do Lindsay mind if I roll up?
Huh?
Do Lindsay mind if I roll up?
Nah, not at all.
Take away our pins in the end. We idolize our bins and rims in the end. Dial cell phones and press sin in the end. The government bleed corruption in the end. The devil don't win in the end. Niggas go for 10 in the end. We down naughty head chin and get bit in the end. Some turning back to the one God sent in the end. Too damn proud to repent in the end. Wanna buck us to represent in the end. Be careful how you bit in the end. Say what you meant in the end. We work like rats to pay rent in the end. But can't rub 2 cents in the end. Singers still intense in the end. They scan fingerprints in the end. Locked inside the wire fence in the end. City water got a great tent in the end. The truth in the end. The youth in the end. The 151 proofs in the end. No matter which it is, you got the juice in the end. The beast running loose in the end. God prophecy coming true in the end. What you gonna do in the end? Revelation 1 verse 2 in the end. The east wind blue in the end. I be with my crew in the end, in the end. Envy, jealousy, hatred, sex lies, videotape, I can't take it. In the end, we gon' make it. We gon' make it. In the end, in the end.
Right here, man.
In the end.
Hey, a lot of these songs, a lot of these songs Wick did on his own, but there's a lot of group cuts as well. Can Crawford, you were around, do you remember, can you speak to, like, because I wasn't around at all, like, how did the process happen back then? Was it just random, or did he call certain individuals to the studio, or, like, how did it go down?
I mean, people would just show up, really, for the most part.
It was just whoever was there, kind of?
Yeah, but Wick had a nice studio for a long time, man, out in the garage of his grandma's shit.
Was that where this was recorded?
It has to be, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I live right up the street from him then, so I was over there a lot. He recorded a lot of music in that studio.
1339. That's the shit.
Yeah.
I wish I would have been there more often, dude. The few times I went there, everybody there was fucked up. I'm walking they was just having the time of their fucking life, just chill the fuck out to the
Yeah, we used to have some experiments with the bongs and shit. People see all the stuff floating in the bong water.
Y'all was experimenting with the bong water?
Yeah, they had different amoebas and stuff after a while. And
nobody clean shit.
Right, I understand that. Nobody cleans shit. So his grandma was cool with y'all, like the barbarians hanging out and the smoking and the drinking, the wilding?
They ain't really pay attention like talking about.
Right. All right.
you can go.
I got you.
I'm about to grab
one of my biggest regrets in life, I actually was thinking about this recently. I'm trying to like open this cat food container with one hand while holding this phone. But one of my biggest regrets is that I went over there like nowhere near I needed to be. Like I could have had so much more fun times in my life if I'd have been there with y'all more. Cause y'all motherfuckers got it in.
Well, I don't know if Kron, if you was like the exhibit to the DivineProfitz, or how it was for you and Chad coming up in Lynchburg, being so much into hip hop in Lynchburg. Maybe you could speak to that, early on. Because I know you and him, I know he brought people on, but it seemed like you and him was doing it earlier in Lynchburg than most.
Yeah, I met Chad the first time. I was on a date with this chick. And we was at the dollar movie theater. He was in front of me with like 3 other kids, and I was fucking with him because I could tell he was a little younger than me. He was wearing cross colors and shit. I'm like, this motherfucker ain't cool. And when I fucked with him, he flipped that shit. Like that motherfucker, the way he came back at me on some just he was so fucking cool. I'm like, I love this dude. Like I was actually, and I never was that dude that picked on people, but I was like, I feel like I should fuck with this dude. But I'm like, this motherfucker earned the rights to wear cross colors. Like I instantly loved that dude. Like,
so was the cross colors already played out? Because there was a sharp line where the cross colors.
No, it was popping.
Oh, okay, it was still popping. Okay.
But I'm like, I knew he went to Brookville and shit. And like,
it was that natural. Was it that natural? It was that natural, cool white boy energy where there can only be one.
Dude,
it was like, he ain't really cool. I'm gonna test him. I think I'm cool.
And I had to test him that one time. After that, dog, like I loved that kid from that moment on, dog. I was like, this dude right here is just, he's got that energy. Like I don't know, man. He always had a sweet soul and a cool soul. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah,
I've never met anybody to this day that shared my taste exactly the way I do in music. Like no bullshit. Like,
I understand that.
When it comes to hip hop, he's the only person I ever could really sit there and talk to.
And believe it or not, Chad was a pretty boy for a little bit in high school too.
I've seen pictures. Yeah, I just don't remember it, but I've seen pictures. A has told me as well. He was high fashion and all that for a while. Well, Brian wouldn't understand being a cool white boy. He jumped on the train late after it was already all right. Brian was a little younger. By the time he came around, the struggle was over. The battle was over by the time he came around.
I was already chilling, man.
Yeah, you was already chilling, man. Yeah, we made it easy for his type, Let's get into another song. This one, let's get into another song.
Wars and rumors of wars. See that you get in trouble. But these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in various places. All these are the beginning of sorrows.
Sometimes it seems like there's no escaping. Sometimes it seems like there's no escaping. Sometimes it seems like there's no escaping the clutches of Satan. Sometimes it seems like there's no escaping. Sometimes it seems like there's no escaping. Sometimes it seems like there's no escaping the clutches of Satan. Freedom, let's feed them.
Times is drastic. We live among the savage, democratic fascists with badges and blasters. And cops harass us. Sometimes I wanna fly away like Lenny Kravitz. This whole damn world is ass backwards. Addicts with habits, and nowadays that's the average. Politicians debating as if it matters. Who's the president? I've got new ways to raid my residence. Rape the Indians and wreck their settlements. Anything they gotta say to me's irrelevant. They sound like they door-to-door selling it. Smile like evangelists, they scandalous. I see through them like they laminate. Last Testament, Revelation, understand the shit. Revolution, God, we planning it. White House scope is scanning it. Black fatigue, bum rushed and ran in it. Like where the fuck Al Gore? We want the millions back that he used to build Star Wars. We want the loot back, him and Bill spin on ball whores. Put my tax back in Job Corps. Feel like there's no escaping the clutches of Reagan. I'm impatient. I'm waiting for emancipation. I want United Nations bomb blazing and flaming. Lights out. Devastation, destruction. Son, I'm coming out busting. A House of Representatives ain't representing nothing. Saddam got it just waiting by the button. Apocalypse coming.
Yes.
They want to control the world, they want to burn down the earth. And send us some microchips so they can track
Hey, we're not gonna tolerate any hate, Brian.
Separate state and
Can't hate on yes on this verse.
Get the money from our sweat that not work. Stress got me roll a blunt, puff in a Newport. Illuminati run the country from hospitals down to the court. That's why my troops revolute, we gonna hold down the fort. Now you hear rocket blasts and sounds of triumph.
Fire! All right.
In the land of the free. So why in the hell you say I can't smoke my weed? Control what women wanna do with the unborn seeds. Now where's the motherfucker of liberty? Political tricks telling broadcasters what we supposed to see. I'm surprised we made it past this century. Too many high-ranked officials wanna set off the weaponry. Create a new world order. Terrorists got cyanide containment every supply of water. Millions at a time get evaporated or slaughtered. Oh, Holy Father, please take us away. For the government has inflicted the last day. So make sure in hell's where Illuminati lay. You don't see how the cops don't play. Heard many calls and confessions when lost cats pray. You seem to survive, they had no better way. So understand why some of us must misbehave. Because these last days seem very strange. Life has had much change since you started us in a cave. Now a billion bodies lay, dismantled on the ground with no grave. Government tax our money to keep the streets paid. Well, all I see is potholes. We pay a bunch of tax to tell us how our life goes. Taxes and say institutions control our cash flow. Revolutions, the bastards got to go. Ask me, did I vote? Were they trying to legalize marijuana smoke? Because between hip-hop and politics, I don't know which one's more of a joke. Both of them talking about the rich, but sleep on the broke. Saddam sending emails attached with ransom notes. And if we don't pay him, he pushing the remote. Oh, now it's all over. The government tried to get over. Didn't want to give us his loot. They done Star Wars program.
I'm rocking it. Is this still yes? I'm rocking with this.
City dropping in for parachutes. We're doing this to kill everything they shoot. I guess it's overdue. It's been a hell of a life. To die like this, it ain't right. I got my blunt held tight while I watch rockets explode and glare through the night. Massive explosions as I pass through the clouds and watch the earth turn to corrosion. About 50 billion bodies are frozen. God, I came for more than just the chosen. And I'll probably be killed by Illuminati for this, and this shit would be spoken.
Well, thank God he didn't get killed. He's all right. He made it. Tell the internet's out there he made it. He's okay. What you got to say, Chris?
Say, Brian used to be going in, man. You can say what you want to about Brian, but he always used to keep shit amped up, too. He'd get you amped up.
Yeah.
He's the only white dude that I know that loved to go to Long John Silver.
Well, let me ask you a question, Chris. When you walked into this room and all these white boys was talking revolution, how did that come across at first?
I was like, great, this is a good start.
A good start. Did you cultivate any of these emotions, or did you just kind of walk into it as it was up and running?
I definitely cultivated it. I was saying Doc Cracker since day one, so
well, who was?
they
Let me
knew I was part of the team.
clear this up for me. Who was coming around first, you or Crawford?
Crawford.
Crawford was coming.
Brian Farrell introduced me to Wick.
Okay, so Brian, so Yes brought you, DJ Yes brought you in.
Yeah, that's what me and his younger brother Kevin were fucking around over in Riverside, in Riverfront. That's where Brian had his first studio set up.
Okay.
And Wick would come over there and show Brian what to do or whatnot. And that's how I met Wick.
Well, just for the record, you came in on later releases. When was your first project with that you were on with Chad or Divine? Do you remember?
I have no idea.
Well, we'll figure it out. As we re-release this old music, we'll figure it out. But you just, for the record, I didn't hear you on 420. That's why I'm just clearing that up for the record. You were dominant on the Ride, on the P later on. I can't remember off the top of my head about Know Your History or The Ancient or some of the other old material. But so Brian came in, yes, brought you in.
I think my first shit might have started on The Ancient. Maybe 2 songs with Wick. Something. I can't remember the names of them.
You was on Know Your History. I know that one.
Okay. So 420, this project must be before you jumped on, though. It must have been before those other 2. I'm guessing. I don't know.
Right.
Okay.
99.
Okay.
But I still fuck with them then.
Hey Crawford, can you move the screens around so we can see Don Cron? My big head is covering his box up. Pause.
I can see him right there.
Oh, y'all see him fine? Okay, maybe it's just on my screen. Well, okay, so it was a revolving unit. So before Crawford came in, of course, Big Rod, Freddie, Brandon, all those guys were already involved before you came in, Crawford?
No. Brandon was on, Brandon rapped on like.
Well, I know they weren't on a lot of material. I just mean as far as being involved or hanging out at the studio. Were they already there when you showed up?
I hung out with Brandon.
Huh?
Nah, because I hung out with Brandon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe you kind of brought him in or vice versa. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure this out for all the fans out there. I'm the dummy.
I grew up with Rodney, though.
You grew up with Rodney.
Yeah.
Well, y'all have similar heads. I understand that. That makes sense.
Yeah. Terry Palmer introduced me to Chad. He was Rodney's cousin or whatever.
Oh, okay. And Divine kind of formed out of a group that was earlier called White Patch.
Yeah, it was Frank Hackney, Freddie, Rodney, and Chad.
Okay. Cool.
You know, I got actual video footage of.
A's got a question for Donnie, and you kind of touched on it earlier, Donnie. She just asked in general, why do you think you and Chad didn't do more work together?
I don't know, man. Like this.
I think it was basically because Chad was a stay-at-home body. We stayed in the studio for days. Like we lived off of trail mix and shit. We wouldn't leave. Like. And Donnie,
I know when I went over there, that's how it looked. Everybody looked cozy and like I ain't leaving no time soon.
I mean, we were dormant. We stayed where we only left to go get weed, cigarettes.
Right. So Donnie, to put it simply, Donnie was out in the streets and y'all was in the lab all the time.
Well, Donnie was fucking with like Mysterio and all them.
Well, because I was wondering, like Donnie, I remember coming. I remember when Chad introduced me to you, like early on, right? Like you were, such a important person to him.
I look back up, I figure like what Swerve was. That shit fucked me up. Yeah.
No, but what I'm saying is, I remember meeting you early on. Like you were very like important to him, and he wanted me to meet you and stuff. But like you were doing your own kind of thing, and he was doing his own thing. I guess because y'all just went to different schools and all that, or.
Yeah, but like we always stayed in touch though.
Yeah.
But like I remember when he got his like first like bit of equipment like sample or whatever. And dude, I don't know if he made a bunch of stuff before he let me hear anything. I'm thinking as talented as he was, I don't think he did. I think whatever he played me was probably one of the first things he made. And I remember being like, God damn. Like, cause I mean I knew he hadn't had it long at all. And it was like a simple like setup and like I don't know what the fuck he did. I think that's what the tape.
I remember sitting on the floor in your room playing cassette tapes. And,
you already know how I do it. That's as far back as you can go, yeah.
Yeah, he brought me over there. We sat on the floor in your room, and y'all were listening to cassette tapes.
That's back in the day, man. When we was growing up, we didn't have like chairs and sofas and shit.
No, I mean, but that's just what we did. We were in your room. We were chilling.
Hell no, man. We was poor. I didn't even have a lap.
You didn't have a lap to sit in, Chris? Damn, it was hard.
Until I was 8.
I bet you freaked out the first time you got a lap dance.
He's like, oh shit, I heard about a lap. I never seen one. Hey, let me ask Donnie a question, just getting back on that note. I mean, in Richmond it was tough. I didn't have a lot of people to learn from. I didn't have a lot of people to hang out with doing hip hop. Where in the fuck did you and Chad, like, was it just from magazines and videos and shit? Like, where at all did you draw your inspiration from?
Pretty much, dog. Like, I started writing. I wrote my first rhyme when I was like 11. Like some corny shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I wanted to be like LL back then. My first rhyme sounded a lot like LL Cool J.
No, too short.
Oh,
like,
you okay?
He's one of the few artists that I never like I don't fuck with him now, but I still love the old shit. But like most artists I grew up on, I still like their newer stuff too. Him, I left him alone a long time ago. But shit like that, you don't be raps, shit like that, man. Like that's basically, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Where it all came from. And when I met Chad, dog, like I said, somebody like him was a good person to vibe off of. You know what I mean? Like, cause he just, it's like whatever energy you had, he was the type of person that mirrored it or whatever. Like, it was just, he was a positive fucking person, dog. Like, sometimes I only like thinking about him. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm like, if I just knew like one other person like him, I'd be happy right now. Like I said, man, biggest regret is I ain't spend more time working with him on music and shit.
I can dig it. All right, well, I'll pick up some more shit. Let's get into this next track. This is a posse cut. I think we got everybody. I think we got the whole family on this one. Let's get into it.
I don't got enough names for all that.
Came on ships using canvas hemp cells. Tore down jungles, built cages and labeled them jails. Based the economy on posted bills. Formed Jamestown off tobacco cells. Left slain natives along the Oregon Trail. DivineProfitz camouflage canteens out the Profitz well. Try and keep me confined to wage working. Enslaved those that wore turbans. My hands are scaled, clammy and hurting. I try and maintain with astrology searching. They use armor out the cave where Leviathan was lurking. Speaking tongues of the brazen serpent. We learn trades and wear name brands. Watch the peepholes and pop out bands. Get fed witches stew and change my Merlin's wand. Taught our children mind cough songs. Outlash on backs by police batons. We sketch Trojan horse plans and keep marching on. Lifting the flag of our sacred war cloth. The first sword drawn is the first shell let off. Last kiss pressed against my wooden cross. Start throwing bottles soaked and smearing off. The city's edges lined with SWAT team cops. I bear arms with a tomahawk and pellets for the slingshots. Kamikaze myself and drop out the treetops.
So you
Elaborate
like that back in the
passing
day,
without action.
nobody
Sick
could
of
do
this
it.
government taxing. Revolution fast. Surely not divine. We already buried landmines, and they ready for detonation. I'm growing impatient. I can't hold this meditation. The U.S. is being fooled by other nations. When profits go out, we go out blazing. Revolution, you gotta face it. Clinton's weed, lacing. We devise plots to assassinate politics and get replacements. We the casserole 20 deep out of basements. Strap of grenades ready for war and don't station. Black fatigues and war faces. Full metal jackets, heavily trained in guerrilla tactics. When it's time to march, we don't need practice. We the outlasters, neither to you masters, not to the political crackers. They actors, feeding your head with false knowledge. Even through college, it's all the government's plot.
You look like a Brady, bro.
Can't even ride with cars, man, it's just hot. Busting cats with trees, they down on their knees, begging, man, please, I need you to feed. You do it for greed. If government sell the poison coke and watch them all bleed. Make the world a better place for our seeds. I'll die for the cause if the gods don't take me first. The squads were dispersed for 20 years years of research. Now we take the purse, break the curse of being held down and jail bound. Forced to bail town, cause we sell pounds. Earths on hell's grounds, politicians like archangels. Text cuts around the lower class with sharp angles. They dark angels with wingspan of mad extension. Tongues cut like whiplash, not to mention bad intention. Gates swimming in cash while others digging in trash. Instead of math and class, we focus on feminine ass. Becoming fake in the worst. Flip the burner stake in the church, cause we forsaken this earth. Completely taking its worth. Modern day, great schism. War with capitalism. I bust a cap into system for trying to trap the wisdom. Virtue is supposed to be given, but messed up one decision left up to the living. 20 years long, can't go wrong. United team scheming. Remember as a team dreaming, now I fight for the meaning. Do what's right before leaving the land of the lost. I stand with a cross to disband the devil's force. Look over fallen enemy as I stand with the torch. We took them straight to the source.
Right, to the source, motherfucker. There's Rad, he's back. Man, Rad, you missed Crossverse.
If I die at the hands of the beast and lie in the sands of eternal peace, burn a half a pea.
Fucking Rand dropped. Rand, that's a conspiracy. You happen to leave right just for Crossverse. I ain't saying nothing, though. I ain't saying nothing.
At least at my last speech, that I blast police. Down with $5 cash and a bag of hashish. The beast wanna read me my last rites. Beat me with the flashlight like how they crucified Christ. Rain pour 40 days and nights, and in the sun reflect pure white rays of light. The God is still brand new ways of life. I pray at night and then unite with my likes. My son and wife, the inspiration for the way I write. I do my best work when it's late at night. Early morning, thinking on worldly problems. Our forefathers based on hate and whoremongers. My mind wander, ponder, explore chambers. Analyze, think with logic before anger. This generation faced with living in more danger. People ain't happy till they change ya. Police ain't happy till they chain ya. Lock ya. Thugs ain't happy till they pop ya. Who shot ya? The beast ain't happy till he got ya. Wildin', ain't the devil smiling, laughing. Dog, what happened? We went from rapping to pushing caps back and clapping. Pushing crack, passing, taxing. Seeds cock back to action. And now the little kids blasting. Return to the everlasting. Time passing. We concentrate on fly fashion. And plot schemes of heists and hijacking. Only a fraction of real and not acting. Television cats who raps and closed caption. Too much static on the station, not enough elevation. I zone in meditation, with dreams of a better nation, without so many cases. Judges' lies distort faces, white politics support races. The system is fascist, police wanted taxes and glasses. Send out wolves to attack us, try to implant chips in our brains and track us. It's like something straight out the third chapter of Revelation, the elevation. The devil's waiting to take the nation, lights out, devastation, the showdown of Armageddon, supreme divine lesson, a line like the 9 crescents. You can feel God's presence, it's effervescence.
It's time to end the struggle, put the missing pieces back on the puzzle. Put a muzzle on Bush, he pushed the wrong buttons. I'm pulling the right trigger, feeling sicker than any mass murder ever felt. Watch the trees melt like ice from the heat. Weak hearts can't compete. I'm done with all the governmental schemes. I'm ready to hear screams. DivineProfitz killing machines. A master plan to take back all the blue man's ever worked for, all the Indians had to die for, and what the righteous man had to lie for. Before I'm done, I said we have a little fun. Have the devil on the run, struggling to make a dollar. Certified blue collar, the poor man's a scholar. The rich man holler as the tables are turned, and they watch their money burn. They never learn the meaning of the true content of my ice grill, and just how my heart really feels. Only if looks can kill, there wouldn't be no need for revolution. Until then, I got the solution.
You're crazy.
That's it for that one. That was the Mad Posse cut. That was sound like that was everybody that was involved at the time, but that might just be me. That might just be who was there that day, for all I know. You know. What do you think, Croft? I know it's tough. That was probably like 20 years ago. Do you have any recollections of recording that song there, Crofty? Anything sparking up there? Anything? Adrian said, "Do you have any light? You look very dark. The rest of us are well lit, but you look very dark."
Yeah, because I'm shady.
Yeah, you definitely are. You definitely are.
1256 acid later. He don't remember anything about
Right,
that song.
so it was just a big hazy lot of days in the studio, and this just happened to be one of them. Is that what we're going to go with, Mr. Crawford?
I don't remember that song. I remember some.
Were you working at the time? Let's start there. Were you working somewhere at the time?
I had a job since I was a kid.
Well, I mean, that's what maybe we can tie back these memories. Where were you working at when you recorded this song?
You were wrestling, but you weren't getting paid for it.
He was wrestling.
Yeah, but he was a freelance wrestler.
Right. Hey, you don't get paid to train with the boys. You gotta pay your dues, Cron. You gotta pay your dues.
No, I was just cutting people's prices when I was going back there.
Yeah, he was selling the Ashwell.
Anyway, the song the thing I want to talk about when we listen to the end, it almost sounds like Chad wrote the end like yesterday. Everything he's talking about in that song is like starting to happen on a real level, and that's 20 years ago. I mean, I was into conspiracies, but Jesus, I couldn't have called it that clear. I mean,
them two lines where he like, presidents dramatize sin in the end. They take away our pens in the end.
Word.
They gave us won't even write shit down no more.
Right.
That shit is crazy.
Then he would have got a great tent in the end.
That whole song, listening to it is crazy.
Man, that shit is my favorite shit from him.
Let me see, moving on to number 5.
Yeah. Yo, man. A lot of motherfuckers out here talking DivineProfitz this, DivineProfitz that, Chadwick this, Lil Just that, up that, you know? Let them know.
Bill, Stab, Kid, you're now in tune with that Chadwick ish. Divine Prophet click, we got this. This shit ain't hot and we ain't on no hot shit. This show, boom, Bill, Snare, Kid, you're now in tune with that Chadwick ish. Divine Prophet click, we got this. Check it out, hear this, and we ain't on no hot shit. I'm gonna rock this, you know that ain't nobody gonna top this. I'm on some dreadlock, Nick in the sock ish. Wick so sick, I'm nauseous. Being hot, my shit so cold as frostbit. Rosh, bitch, provoke riots in the mosh pit. We so ghetto, we got sofas on the porches. Flawless, form like special forces. 007, bulletproof metal Porsches.
I don't know if y'all had couches on the porches for real, but that line made me think of Gritty City when he said that.
Napalm bomb in my neck charm. Detonator on my forearm, remain calm. Tell security, better ring the alarm. Another sound boy dead wrong. Lot of mercy. We're still thirsty, still hungry, still dirty and grungy. Clothes still bummy, nose still runny. Don't laugh, ain't a damn thing funny. Chadwick done seen pain. My hands and eyes both got nicotine stain. My man Ran got the shackle and the chain. Love is love, God, while you lock, maintain. When you hit the block, do the same. All your numbers, minds in the same frame. Key focus is the main aim. Although the time changed, Divine P gon' remain the same. With that Bill, Snare, Kid, you're now in tune with that Chadwick shit. Divine Prophet click, we got this. Our shit ain't hot, and we ain't on no hot shit. Boom, Bill, guitar riff, you're now in tune with that Chadwick ish. Divine Prophet click, we got this. And this hot, and we ain't on no hot ish. The way I feel about rap, you might get smacked. Try to say that it's whack, but it ain't all that. I got wolves in the woods with black hoods and bats. Vietnam cats is trained in combat. Downtown cats arraigned with charm sacks. Disturbed teens and fiends with arm tracks. Cats to keep hot gats in the stash box. Stick up kids and bum rush the hash spots. I used to have to go to Greenfield just to cop, but if you go around back, you get your ass shot. I had people up at 12 and at 4B. My man Chop from 1-5 go be home in like 3.
Yeah,
This is
Cron,
my
light up,
cats
light up.
deep, who won't never be free and never blaze no more tree. People never understand why we crazy. It's what this fucked up world made me, baby. Yo.
Here.
Yeah, again, just a way on top of it. Oh, what's up? We got the young guy.
What up? How you doing?
Doing good.
Hell yeah, you got everybody.
What
That's
up, Chris?
Justice Ashwell.
Good, homie. Good. What it do, man? Good to see you.
It's worth mentioning while he showed up, he just produced the lead single off BeenOfficial's album KOTF, King of the Fan, King of the Features. The lead single is CP, BeenOfficial, and produced by Justice Ashwell up there. So it's worth mentioning while we're here. It's a listening party for the CD 420. DivineProfitz, mainly featuring Chad Ashwell is what we're here to talk about. We got Don Cron, BeenOfficial, Chris Patillo, CP, FanRan with Justice Ashwell up there in the middle. And we were just talking about how ahead of his time Chad was with the lyrics, with the production, and the content all the way around. I guess, so I'm really confused because I didn't really realize all these, like, all the albums y'all are talking about, 420, Ancient, Know Your History, they were all pretty much produced within a few years, right? Like, I thought they were spread out over more time, but the way y'all are talking, they were all done kind of between 99 and 2002. Is that correct?
All of these songs?
Well, I mean, y'all said you did the Ancient and Know Your History after 420, and this was done around 99, and I know y'all did the Riot around, what, 2003?
2005, I think.
Oh, 2005 for the Riot. Okay. So all the albums were spread out over about 5 or 6 years, 6 or 7 years, something like that?
Yeah, but like Divine had like tapes, double tape, Lost Lessons of the Last Days, Part 1 and 2. The trilogy, The Deadly Three, Sad.
So
Okay.
I think Know Your History is the last one that got. The Know Your History is the last one that got recorded in Lynchburg.
Okay. All right.
When did y'all do the one that's on SoundCloud? The Leave Your Message one, I think.
Which one?
There's one tape on SoundCloud. That's one of my favorites.
The which one?
Leave a Message. Yeah, the Leave a Message.
Oh yeah, Leave a Message was another CD too.
Wow, I've never even had that. I've never even heard it.
That's the one where Black Sean from Raucous Records left a message on the answer machine.
Nice.
Well, maybe I'll try to download it off SoundCloud and release it with the rest of them. I didn't know anything about it. That's brand new.
Well, isn't that the same joint that has the Herb Osley joint on it, Brian?
Yeah.
Y'all body down. That one was crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, Brian, could you do another round of calls just in case Brandon or somebody else wants to jump in? I don't know. I left him a message to try to let him know.
I might have that here.
Okay, that'd be cool.
I might have it in the crib too, actually.
Brandon said he's jumping on the
Y'all let me drink.
Okay. B-Rad has some unreleased material he's going to send over as well. Loop Merchant.
This was ill, bro. Y'all was that shit was crazy, man.
The production on that one?
Yeah, bro.
Crazy.
It was crazy, and back then too, it was kind of cool because Chad had did a jingle for, I think it was a sub shop. It was a spot he was also working at for a little while, but he did a jingle for him or whatever. And he made like a dope ass little jingle that you would hear on the radio. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yo, he got busted one time for weed in school, and I remember he ended up, I don't know if it was part of his community service or what, but he did an weed song. And he thought it was funny as shit,
Fuck out of here. I didn't know that either. That's crazy.
Yeah, because Frank told on Frank passed out in the hallway. We were all standing in the hallway. All of a sudden, he just fell out, fucking passed out, and then he said that he rode with Chad to school and they searched his car.
Oh, damn.
That's why Frankfurter was no longer in the group.
Frankfurter isn't on a lot of songs for that reason, huh?
Fixed it.
Damn, Frankfurter. I thought you was solid. Damn.
Yeah, Frank. All right, I'll be back.
Motormouth.
Let's light up, get into this next one. Number six.
Fort Hill. You know, I'm looking drill. Give it to him. DivineProfitz, son. 1, 2, 1, 2. Y'all know who. Ford Avenue, 89 Bubble Goose. We the same old school cats from 9-2. Divine crew. Must I remind you about the wish to create, make y'all recline to? Crack a deuce, or face a dime too. Zone out, open up your mind too. Get buck and vent, let off your 9-2. Make it swerve in the whip with 5 behind you. Try and shine too. It's not how divine do. We in the last days, better heed the signs do. You better know how to do the math when it's time to. You can't hide from the most high, he find you. I can't hide either, I ain't trying to. My grandparents just died, feel like I'm dying too. Feel out of place in here, like I'm just sliding through. Time flying to you, my sons too. The look like guitar and the drums too. He be on the mic like 1-2. Your pops hit Divine P off, tell them I'm through. Word to God, son, no one ever touch you. Put that on my life, yo. I don't give a fuck for who. Try to bring the harm to my son, no, it's small. It's on. Sacrifice, moan like a arm. Your word born. Torn down, going off the charm. Wind, snow, hell, earthquake, a brainstorm. I ain't your average cat, I'm way gone. Addicted to beats, my SP stay on. I'm sleeping in the studio without nothing to lay on. Writing rhymes on a napkin with a crayon. It's like 8 a.m., another day gone. Assalamu alaikum, shalom, stay strong. Peace, God. Different beat, same song. Ain't no rewinding, no stop, it plays on. Nights are cold and days are long. Before you know it though, the days is gone. Different beat, same song. Ain't no rewinding, no stop, it plays on. Nights are cold and days are long. Before you know it though, the days is gone. Venting, in the lab experimenting. I'm on a mission, this shit take persistence. It take heart, take me for instance. Up till 4 every damn night, no bullshit issue. I got arthritis from the buttons I be hitting, from all the lines written. I ain't kidding, your rhyme design will raise a fine precision. Yo, my mind intertwined with time. Man, listen, somebody say the Chad gifted. I say the Chad mad lifted, beyond comprehension. Won't be fenced in by religion. I study on my own, make my own decision. Whether Muslim or Christian. God is God, Allah, I really don't see no damn difference. We need to start living in such a short time given. Who's to say when you might be found missing? I just had to pass around Christmas. That's some shit damn show on the wish list. But I gotta maintain and move on. Just a different verse to the same song. Ain't no rewind, it plays on. And before you know it, the day's gone. Ain't no rewind to stop, it plays on. And before you know it, the day's...
Another banger. I got a couple questions. One, do Brian or Chris, do y'all remember what he was using for equipment at this time? Because it doesn't sound so much sample based. It sounds like some of this stuff he might have been playing on something. Crawford, you there? Crawford went to take a shit. It's all right. Justice, are you still with us? I got a question for you.
I have no idea, really. I can't remember.
Well, it's 20 years ago. I understand. I was gonna ask Justice if he's around. He said dipped out. I don't know.
I'm right here. I'm here.
What's it like to hear your father, write a verse about you when you were 2 years old? That must be pretty wild. I don't quite understand how that would feel. What's that like?
It's pretty crazy to hear, to be honest. Especially, I love to tell Divine come through. Like I said, I love that line.
Yeah. It's like a little time capsule. I mean, it's a sweet moment from, it sounds like he was teaching you to be a musician early on.
For real.
Yeah. Well, that's what's up. I guess the only guy that was there during the recording process is taking a nap or a shit or something. I don't know what he's doing. So until he gets back, we'll just get into the next song. Just so everybody knows, the project is dropping on 420. The CD is named 420. Produced entirely by Shadrach Ashwell. Let me slide this over forward.
I did find those songs Justin was talking about too.
Okay, cool.
Yo, I still got them Chad Jones I'm still sitting on. I still want to do Jones with you, Chris and Rand.
Okay.
Staying in slow motion right now, but
What you drinking on over there?
never too early or too late for early times.
I ain't no hustler. hustler. But in the studio, I push more keys and drug smugglers, hand it out to customers. It's so dope that police try cuffing us. It don't work, they try busting us. Divine P Incorporated. Y'all can't upgrade us. Can't walk the streets without his riders rushing us. Frontin' tough until we see it, then ain't nothing up. My fault, I thought you said something, punk. Yo, you cats slow, talking about you seeing double O. I don't think so. My chain don't shine. I don't drink mo. If I was gonna drink, it'd be some Cisco. But I'd rather hit this dro till my piss glow. When you see me out, throw up the fish show. You heard hip hop before, but it was nothing like this though. Sometimes I get so frustrated when I think of the whack cats that made it. Hip hop is dying, we gon' save it. Divine P spray it and engrave it in the pavement. I'm so sick of hearing the same issue over and over. Benz and Range Rover. I'm high as gas now, but I'm the same sober. Grip the mic so tight, I spray my shoulder. Ain't got nothing but change for a soda. We all got one man left till game over. My heart get warmer, but the world remain colder. 10-year-old soldier, heat with the holster. You can almost feel the end getting closer. Don't say I never told ya. I'm the soul controller, divine knowledge of culture. Refine, polish, my mind shine, supreme ultra. 2 for 15, dime smoker gone postal. DivineProfitz street team putting up posters. When the new shit drop, it's all over. Don't say I didn't warn ya. Let's fill the tapes on the corner. Pushing CDs, puffing BDs, rushing cities, crushing MCs.
Another solo joint, another solo banger. It's hard to keep up with the amount of material. You know, Chad probably put out more material than I did in a shorter time, and it's just hard to keep up with the amount of output he was on during those, like, say, 10 years. And just a tremendous amount of output at such a high quality level. And just so much to say, you know. I mean, I know whenever I sat down and talked with him, we had very fun and, you know, deep conversations. And I know me and him saw eye to eye on a level, just being, he wasn't quite as old as me, but we faced some of the same struggles coming up in hip hop with their family and their community and going against the grain and going against what's expected of you and all that. So we saw eye to eye, and I always appreciated the conversations we had. And it was, fortunately, we never had any of that cool white boy energy. It was all peace and love whenever we got down. And I had a little bit of cool white boy energy with Crawford when we first met. Matter of fact, he still hates me for that reason to this day. We never got over it for that. But when I first met Crawford, he came into Chopsticks, and he had 3 brunettes with him. And I thought, how in the world is this chubby fuck walking around with 3 women by himself? But what I didn't know, it was Adrian, Danielle, and his actual girlfriend. I didn't know. I thought he had all 3. He was just actually with one of them. But you know,
that was his front, though. That was his front to get the board.
This fat son, here he goes. I was just bigging you up. I'm glad you made it back. Thanks for coming, joining us. Yeah.
Hey, man.
Bring 3, you get 1 for free, right, brother?
We won't talk about what we know you were doing. I was talking about the first time I met you at Chopsticks when you showed up with 3 brunettes, and I thought you were a Big Mac OG. I thought you were a player.
But at that time, I was a one-lady man. I was all in love and shit.
I know. I didn't know it was Adrian, Danielle, and your girlfriend. You're dark.
Hey, man. What can you do?
Anyway, we were just talking about, do you remember at all what Chad was using to produce beats on during this project?
Triton for the keyboard joints.
Right, because it sounded like it wasn't sampled. A lot of them don't have as much samples. So. He was using a Triton. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah,
For all the producer heads out here, how directly did you learn? I know you came in around right before the riot ran, or right about that time. How directly did you, as a producer, did you work with Chad? Did you learn? Did you sit directly with him, or did you just kind of watch from far away and learn? How did that go?
I didn't sit directly with him because I already kind of knew what I was doing on the MPC, but I was absorbing shit from him on song structure and like just like tone. Tone was a big. I feel like that's my biggest strength, and I feel like I learned that from Wick. Wicks is the master of a tone. Everything is a tone. You know what I mean? Like this fit here, the drum sound right with this type of sample. You gotta with your sample. You're gonna have like a less involved drum track. You're gonna have a big drum track with less involved, like things like that. You know what I mean? Where like he wasn't telling me shit. I was just on the couch behind him listening to him make joints, and I just picked it up that way. You know what I mean?
I got
just had the
What up, Bo?
That's Pomack, ladies and gentlemen. Roanoke, Salem, Roanoke, Virginia's very own Pomack. Driving while he's talking to us, no doubt. Driving.
He didn't got a mask on.
It ran. I remember there was mad motherfucking drum sounds on the little discs and shit.
Oh yeah, no, I still got them joints, but I never really used his joints, man. I always wanted to find my own, but like I just
if somebody could find those at Chad, he used to take so much time just recording different sounds. I mean, he's 24 hours probably of sound somewhere.
I got most of them.
I feel like what for me it wasn't the technical, it was more just like the overall approach to making music is what I absorbed from him the most. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like just the care he put into everything. Like
Okay.
that's really like.
I used to sit back and watch him work with Ran, and even when he used to work with Brett back in the day. And it'd be funny because you would think that Chad, he ain't got the time to sit there and coach somebody on what to do or whatever. He's trying to make a song. He'll sit there the whole day, the whole night.
Yeah, he
work
would.
with you on trying to get. He'll let you take over the board and try it out and say, man, let's figure it out. He was willing to sacrifice every day like that.
Shout out to Cosmos. I know Cosmos and Chad worked tight together for a good while there, for a good piece. And they even went to didn't they go to sound school together? They went to studio school together, I believe. Now that Pomack's in the room, Pomack, what is your first experience meeting and getting involved with DivineProfitz?
Shit, coming out, they came out of the coffee pot, and in Roanoke, I'm trying to remember. I met Brian first, and but I'm trying to remember how I met Brian, and it was always back in like '06, because Brian's the one that introduced me to you.
Right, I know I met you through Brian. Yeah, everybody meets Brian first.
Yeah.
He's the face of Divine P because, it's so big, it's easy to see.
That's an ugly face.
So 06, man, that goes way back, 14 years now. I know we've all done a lot of shows together. We've all done a lot of work together. Let's get into this next track before we get too caught up in everything else.
Hold on, first up. I think I'm going to do more.
Hey, what's up, Jace?
I want to share some love right now. Divine P, baby. Word up, DivineProfitz. You know that. We the Elohim, Allah's children. No time for chilling, it's time to start building. Whoever's willing, just let me know you're feeling. We'll rise above the killing and strive to touch millions. Hearts and souls, but not dollars. You never see divine try shine to pop collars. We ain't no shot callers, we Rottweilers. If you feel me, it's love. If not, holler. If you want a Tesseract, don't bother. You cats watching too much Scarface and Godfather. I study the scrolls of divine authors. Take my mind farther, beyond the flying saucers. To the part where the stars shine hardest and radiate like the moon at the time of harvest. Out of reach of the evil and godless, where you can hear the cries coming out the walls of the projects. SOS distress fiber optics, forsake the profit to put a profit in our pockets. Coming for ice and nice watches, forgot the wisdom of our grandfathers. We got problems. That's why I hug and kiss my baby often, cause I can. So many others in the coffin. It's so common and make your heart harden. So many thoughts in my dome. Yo, my whole this man is throbbing. Writing lines while my head is bobbing. And I ain't stopping till I'm dead and rotten. Back on the block where I first grew up. First blew up. Had plans to blow up, but never blew grew up. Same park where I first sparked. It seemed dark even during the day. It was odd how time flies. Time go from easy to hard. Try and keep a job, plus be pleasing to God. Kids wildin' out, bustin' for no reason at all. The prophecy fulfilled, check out how the seasons is all. Last days, yo, peep how the teachers is false. And the beast walk the earth where the preachers are lost. In a land where you speak deep, then you soft. They wanna nail you to a cross and try to see if you hard. Wanna see you scarred, applaud at the worst part. The devil work hard and try and make you curse God. Then work, Lord, bless me and reverse the dark. I went inside my mind on a never-ending search for thoughts. When I bring them to life, it's a work of art. And you know it's from the heart, the deepest part. I reach just as far with the reefer spark. In a city where the mayor and police are bought. And y'all ain't even heard the deepest thought. You want a jewel? Tell my boss, give me the weekend off. Yo, half you can't shine, the other half lost. Half the world blind, the other half lost. Divine P drop jewels at no cost. We speak soft till we hear the beat go off. Word up, yo.
I just had a mind explosion in my brain because I'm sitting there listening to that song and I'm figuring 1999, I'm old as fuck. I was 28 in 1999. Chad, what was Chad, 18?
He's probably like 21. He's probably like 21. I was 18.
Crazy, man.
He was like 20, 19, 20 years old when he did this material. It's just...
Yeah, that's the most ridiculous part about the shit when I be listening. I'm like, yo, that motherfucker was like rapping like that at like 17. Like when he was 16, he was just like rapping and could kill anybody. But like that's all that knowledge shit.
To be that deep, so young.
Yeah, he been that nice for that long. That's how crazy it is. Like how you that nice that early. Like he didn't even have to grow. If he would just stay there, it would have been crazy.
Yeah, he was so himself. He was so new, his style. He never tried to wiggity, pippity, none of that. You know, he knew who he was, and he was so deep as on some grown man, like the way he speaks about death and you know, as a 20-year-old, 19-year-old guy, you know, it's just incredible. It just occurred to me, because you know, the age difference between me and him. I think that's why it never really occurred to me, because he always spoke as an older man. You know, we spoke more eye to eye, even though he was so much younger than I was.
Yeah.
Man, it's just incredible. I'm blown away now just on that realization. I hadn't thought about it like that. Let's get into number 9. I don't want to wear this out.
This joint right here.
Oh, is this?
Rodney, bruh.
I know this. Did they, Crawford, hold on before we start the song. Did they actually date, or did he just like her from afar?
No, they never dated.
They never dated. This song is about her. He doesn't drop her name, but they never dated.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Let's go.
You love that girl, man. You love that girl.
Oh, you went out on a date with her. Don't hate.
I dated Brooke when I was young.
First time I saw you, I wish the moment could have lasted.
Small city.
Visualize you half naked, stretched out across my bed. Instead, the only action I got was a heart ready to drop. I feel I should have made my move back in middle school. Now I look back, call myself a damn fool. Watch you go from a girl to the lady you are today. And in the night that goes by, I don't deal
I'm about to call Brooke.
That's another good question, Crawford. Adrian just asked, does Brooke know this song is about her? Did Brooke ever know that for real?
Nah, because her and Branson were dating forever, man. I never brought that
Nobody
shit up.
brought it up out of respect. That is.
Wow, laughing about me all
Hey,
the time, though.
that makes a hell of a story for this song, though. I gotta admit, that's a hell of a story.
That was lunchbox material, probably till this day. I've watched on Rodney ever since that song was made.
Feel in your eyes is something you can't never see. We've been friends all along. I guess you never thought I'd feel like this. At the club that night, yeah, I was tight, but the words I spoke were right. I know you ain't leaving your man, but let's understand. I got feelings for you that I know he don't feel. And every time he touches you, how do you know it's real? You feel the love in my eyes when I stare at you.
He's sitting there talking about Branson's girl.
What the hell am I to do? Please don't take me wrong and be shy.
Wait a minute. Was she Branson's girl when he wrote the song?
Yeah.
Ooh.
When I cry, don't ask why. Just remember I want some things that I know I never had. Just your hand in mine. And it's time.
All right, I'm starting to feel a little bad. We're gonna skip the Chaz verse. Oh, one thing I wanted to add, do you remember who the female singer is? Because it sounds like that's definitely a singer and not a sample.
I can't remember her name. I'll never remember it.
Was that girl Jenny?
Yeah, I think it was that girl, Jenny. It might be that girl, Jenny.
They had a party one night at the, what was the, she stopped there in Forest, whatever that little.
But she went to Brookville. Jenny, so I don't kick her there.
Thuggish Rugged's Bones.
A says Jenny sounds familiar.
Jenny, that's how I remember her
Yeah, I
name.
think it was. I'm not sure though. I did.
Baby girl, you're the person. I thank God you were sent to me. It was meant to be. Feel like we met before in past centuries. Maybe in our other lives with butterflies. The love we share resembles that within a mother's eyes. Take you to the other side where the sun shines. Feel like when our sun smiled, it made me feel like I felt as a
All right, we're going to skip ahead. Wick had a lot of great love songs. He was kind of the master of that, which is tricky territory as a rapper, you know. Shorty joint.
I can't wait to call Rodney after this.
Shorty joint.
Hey,
You can't, well,
hey, yo, I'm at the hot box, so I gotta go away to put the kids to bed. I'm gonna tap back in with y'all.
okay, Mack. Thanks for tapping in. We'll speak to you. Peace, peace.
Hey, good to see all of you.
Good to see you, man.
Yo, Don Crazy, I'm gonna hit you.
Me too.
I am. I love you. A long way.
Yeah.
Me too, brother. Peace.
Relax. Relax,
Niggas blessed, dog.
Hey, super pause. All right, yo.
Yeah, y'all take that to a separate room. This is there's another thing
Hey,
going on.
AF.
After the kids go to bed.
He said LYLAP.
Hey, man, much love, y'all, man. I'll talk to y'all soon.
All right, peace, Po.
All right.
Did you kiss
All right,
back? Honey?
VA legend Mack tapping in. Hey,
You
we
know
gotta
this-
hurry up and get Tron off here too, so the people of Lynchburg can have bread tomorrow. We don't want to mess up the bread flow.
Sleep like an hour ago. Like an hour sleep. I'm fucking drinking energy liquor and
Did you
shit.
kiss back at him?
Energy liquor?
Huh?
All that shit you talk.
What you say, bro?
I think you kissed back at him. You kissed back at him.
Check.
Number 10 on the project.
It's my birthday today. Happiness.
This is on his birthday.
We won't never be able to celebrate another birthday. The ones that's no longer with us, you know what I'm saying?
Somebody drinks about it.
When you passed, it felt like breathing tear gas. Emotion took control of my ass. Started crying. Felt like I'm the one dying. Gotta stay positive, at least trying. Thought I saw your spirit flying across the horizon on your way to Zion. I remember as a youth coming in your room at night, through the moonlight, talking about death and life. Never knew you'd be the first one to take that step. When you left, it felt like gasping for breath. When Annie wept, felt like slicing my neck. I was a wreck. Had to take a sec to recollect and reminisce. Take a minute out to think on how you went away. There's so much I wanted to say. Some days I just walk around stressed and depressed. Although I'm not really, I just got a lot on my chest. But life's too short to be slipping on the course. Take a off the Newport. Rip off show half the world's mine, the other half's lost. I'm just searching for the source. We searching for the pale horse plagues and iron curtain. The God said keep your head up. It ain't working. I need some studio time. God, it's urgent. Too many thoughts in my head. My shit is hurting. The world's turning. The L's burning. The bells tolling. Flames of hell is scolding. The gates of heaven been open. But they say I can't bring my smoke in. I'm coughing and choking. I've been beat down, broke, but never broken. The hour's approaching. We'll reunite with our fam. At least I'm hoping. Sometimes I feel I got trouble coping. I'm zoning in the tub soaking. Arose when my mind awoken. In a short time this rhyme was rolling. It was like a revelation. Getting closer to God in a tight situation. Now, take these words home and think it through.
That was his voice saying yes, because he didn't scratch it, so he made it sound like a real quick scratch.
Man, that track to me, I mean, the fact that everyone that loves hard East Coast hip hop, from Mobb Deep to you know, Army of the Pharaohs, to everybody, Sean P, Ill Bill, everybody loves hard East Coast hip hop. Should have been exposed to that song. I mean, so much of his material is such at a high level, but to me that one stands out as it would have been a banger, would have been widely across the board accepted as just hard hitting hip hop. You know, you know, I don't know what else you say about that. That's just a majestic creation.
And, that joint and Time Flies off of the
Definitely. Time Flies was my favorite off Soul Search.
Yeah. Yo, fucking Elohim, The End, and what was his man? He had, oh man, we'll never find this song, but if we can find the song Empty Space with Chaz verse on that shit is bananas.
Well, I know for a fact we have the earlier versions of Soul Search that we're going to re-release, and Luke Merchant, B-Rad has some unreleased tracks as well. So as stuff trickles, as stuff comes in, we're gonna put it out.
I think B-Rad still owes Adrian some money.
No, he's good. He's good. Don't bring that up. Don't make me have to edit that out. He's good. He's good. We're straight.
Edit it out.
Well, I just think that intro.
The truth.
What was that, CP?
I just emailed you that intro that Justin was talking about, the leave a message one.
Okay, good.
Back in the day.
Okay, good. No doubt. We're gonna focus on the whole projects, and then, you know, do the singles and stuff as we, in between, or however we see fit. It's gonna be on YouTube, and we're gonna put the link in this video, and we're gonna start promoting the link tonight. They're gonna premiere tomorrow, so everybody will get you know, links to contact to be able to log into the premiere. We, just so everybody out there knows, we're releasing it on YouTube so everyone can access the music whenever they want for free, whether they got a streaming account or not. And we edited the track so everybody can enjoy them with their family, so the children can enjoy the gems and the jewels without letting the bad language get in the way. So just as explain to everybody why we did what we did, that's what we did, that's how we doing it. And Crawford still got a big head at the end of the day. You did find some light to shine on it, though. I appreciate that.
Shit, I got a fresh haircut.
Crawford looks like he's...
I can get that.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Who we got? We got DJ Yes?
Yeah, I'm trying to get Yes there.
Crawford looks like he's snitching on somebody in a confession. Look at him. Come on, come in, DJ Yes. Come in.
Y'all want to transmit your radio,
yeah, that motherfucker is in Lynchburg for real.
Are we on a walkie-talkie?
Man, maybe y'all better, hold on, maybe y'all try that again. Try that again. There he is. DJ Yes, y'all, the one and only DJ Yes right there.
What's good, Ron?
Daryl, I'm calling you right back.
Yeah, that's crazy static.
I'm calling you right back.
We'll pause for a minute to try to tap you in correctly.
Hey, hang up your phone. I'm calling you right back. Can you hear me?
Ron know how to work.
Yes, you sound like Teddy Riley right now. Yes, sound like Teddy Riley.
Yeah. Cut that off right now. I'm calling right back. You got bad static.
We want to talk to you, Yes, but damn it, the static is crazy.
Are you in a Winnebago? Ron, if you put the fast ass on, hang up the motherfucker. I'm calling you right back.
Oh, shit.
I'm calling you right back.
DJ Yes is Teddy Riley for real. I don't even think he can hear us.
Hey, just hang up, Ron. Hang up. There we go.
All right, let's tap Yes in. Let's see. He's on that Nokia flip joint.
Brian sold it to him.
That joint Rob Bass had in the video.
Grizzly.
God damn it. Say something, yes. Can we hear you?
Say something.
You can't.
Say something. Say something. I'm giving up on you.
No, wait a minute. What we got?
Hey, move that antenna around. Y'all look up.
Turn you, I think they got to turn their microphone on, maybe.
You have dirt in your microphone?
Yes, it's Teddy Riley for real.
That's
I'm
what
gonna take you out in the morning, really. Tell you.
Alright, Johnny.
All right, Don. Thanks for hanging out. The one and only Don Cron right there. Devious
Well, I'll
Kanevil.
take another drink.
You know, if you ever want to make biscuits in gravy, all you gotta do is make biscuits and break your leg.
Say what?
If you ever want to make biscuits and gravy, all you have to do is make biscuits and break your leg. Man.
Y'all be, man, love all y'all, man. Look, I want all y'all to know two things, like,
All right, y'all. Good to see everybody.
these businesses are like, some of my
Yeah.
very favorite songs, like, and I'm not
Randy, flip it.
Chris, Randy, Brian, Bird, I like the whole really enough. It's viral fans, y'all.
Hey, Rand, you look like you got shit under control. Can you go over Yes's house and help him with it?
I thought it was Joe Thread up there for a minute.
Oh, shit. There we go. Wait a minute.
Oh, hey. There. What the hell happened to Rand? Okay, Rand. Okay.
Oh, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. We hear you, Yes. We hear you. Let's talk to Yes. You hear?
Hey, that's funny.
There you go. That looks better. You look good, my man.
Was that Yes?
We can't.
Why can't I do that?
But we're going to make out what we're thinking. Y'all are saying. So, yes, you're like, it looks good, Chris. How you doing, man? Good to see you, Brian. You dumb bastard. How you doing? Rand, good to see you.
Why can't I change
Good to
mine?
see you. Back to Brian. You big, why is your head looking like an ex-Marine that's been laid off in 12 months now?
I look good, man. I look good.
Man, I think we got to peace out. I think we got to peace out. It's been great. I appreciate y'all for hanging out. We're going to celebrate 420. We'll do this again when we get some more material coming out.
Hey, Brian Farrell. Tell Brian Farrell why he's here. Tell Brian Farrell why he's here. Brian, he's redropping the 420 out tomorrow.
Do you know? He knows. He knows.
Yeah, tomorrow. Look out for it. The 420 coming back out tomorrow.
Hey, I'm going to send everybody links. It's
It's
premiering tomorrow on YouTube. Thanks for everybody hanging out. Chris Chronic, a.k.a. CP, DJ Yes, Rand, FanRan up there, and my man BeenOfficial. I'm Swerve 360. DivineProfitz 420 drops on 420. Hit that link in the description right now. Period. All right, that's good for the footage, guys. For real, thanks for hanging out. I got to get off the line. That static's fucking with me. Yes.